Welcome back. Here with us on Bazaar Morning Call. Time now to look at all the individual stocks that will be catching our attention today. And there are plenty of them, considering that earnings season is getting on in full bloom. Our team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of stocks to watch. Hi, guys. Good morning to everyone. Mangalam, let's hit it off with the Avenue Supermarts. Not so super, is it?
Not so super. In fact, it seems like it's the beginning of a structural decline in the company's margin profile. And this is something that the management had called out in an interview with us a couple of months ago as well. But now they've put it in the press release. They put ink to paper by saying that they clearly see impact of online grocery formats in their large metro DMart stores. So that is really calling out the impact of quick commerce that is there in at least their metro stores itself. As a result of which, the revenue of the company, which we already knew was 14.4% higher at around 14,444 crores, has had an impact on the EBITDA. The EBITDA grew just 8.8%, with margins coming in at 7.6% versus 8%, and the net profit growing just 5.8% as well. And that's led by the gross margin decline itself. If you look at the gross margins, 14.9% compares with 15.6%, and that's the lowest that we've seen in a very long time. The implied performance of DMart Ready, the quick commerce arm of the company itself, also suggests that that is one vertical which is doing well. But can it add to the margins? Because, it grew 24.5%, but the EBITDA loss came in at around 11 crore versus a gain of around 3.2 crore as well. What is not good is the like-for-like growth, which is just around 5.5% versus 9.1%. And foods have improved in their contribution, but, overall there is weakness. I see red on DMart.
Okay, all right. Mangalam, thanks a lot for that. Well, at 9 a.m. as well later today, we'll be joined by Jignanshu of Bernstein to review the Q2 numbers of Avenue Supermarts. So stay tuned for that conversation. But for the time being, let's turn our attention to Wipro. Rima joins us to fill us in with details on, that bonus that they're going to be mulling. Rima?
Thanks. So I see green on Wipro because the board has said that on the 17th, when they will be considering their results, they will also consider a bonus issue. Now, this is the first bonus issue in nearly 5 years. The last one was in 2019 and the first one under the new CEO. But apart from that, of course, earnings will be central. After 6 quarters of a revenue decline, this time, the CNBC-TV18 poll is throwing up a positive growth. It's a muted growth of just 0.4%, but a positive growth nonetheless. And the the Q3 guidance will be very critical. Will it be a positive one? Currently, consensus is at -0.5 to +1.5%. But the news headline is on 17th, along with results, Wipro board will also consider a bonus issue. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thank you very much for that. Sudarshan Chemicals, we want to revisit on that acquisition. Vivek is here with more. Vivek, morning.
Well, good morning. That's right. A very sharp mover. Sudarshan Chemicals was on Friday. Now, over the weekend, the company has told that there will be a board meeting that will be held on 16th October, and this will be to consider a fundraising. The fundraise may be via the QIP route, the pref issue. The company has kept a whole host of options ahead of them for this particular fundraise. And now, other than that, also keep an eye out for Huback Colorants. So the company also has informed the exchanges that on the back of Sudarshan Chemicals going ahead and acquiring the promoter entities of Huback Colorants, the Indian listed entity. So both of the company has updated the exchanges. We'll be speaking to the management at 9:50. So we'll also get clarity on the open offer open offer and what will be the price at which that particular open offer will come at. There'll be an important detail to track as far as both Sudarshan as well as Huback is concerned.
All right. Okay. Got it. Thanks for that. We'll watch out for Sudarshan for sure. Big stock today. And of course, then we chat with the management as well, understand what is the strategic thinking behind this acquisition and now what they're planning to do with it. Rajesh Rathi would be joining in for that conversation. So Sudarshan Chemicals definitely in focus. Now let's go back to Mangalam. And now he's looking at Sula. Again, not much of a high here, Mangalam.
Not much of a high here, and there are 3 reasons for that. I'll get to those reasons in just a bit. But if you look at the quarterly update that is coming from Sula Vineyards, net revenue declined by about 1.5% in the second quarter. Just over 141 crores is what the company has reported this time around. Own brands, the revenues grew by just 0.3%, and wine tourism business has actually seen a growth of 1.3%. What is this slowdown led by? 1, weak consumer sentiment. Secondly, there was policy ambiguity in Karnataka. And thirdly, the last 15 days of the quarter, there were issues with the Delhi excise portal, which led to some loss in sales. The management believes that, at least on the last 2 points, the setbacks are temporary. They will resolve in the coming months. And all important, third quarter is up, so all eyes will be on that. So expect the stock to open in the red. Could there be a recovery from those lows? Because the management commentary is something that I'll be tracking very closely.
All right, Mangalam, thanks a lot for that. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. Let's wind this down. Then Upasana is joining to tell us about HAL, Ashoka, Buildcon, as well as GSFC. Upasana, take it away.
Good morning. First up, let me start with HAL. Ministry of Finance has granted the company Maharatna status, and with this upgrade, HAL becomes the 14th central public sector enterprise in the country. GSFC also remains in focus as the company commissions manufacturing plant at Vadodara for production of hydroxylamine sulfate crystal. And mind you that the commercial production of this new facility has started 11th October onwards. The new facility has installed annual capacity of manufacturing 6,600 MT of HX crystal. Now lastly, Ashoka Buildcon will also be in focus on back of multiple LOAs that the company has received. Company has received LOA worth 1673 crores for City and Industrial Development Corporation of Maharashtra Limited, and it has also received LOA worth 2,000 crores for Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation, mainly for two major projects. Lastly, company has also received another LOA worth 310 crores for Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation for a project which is mainly building a bridge. So all in all these stocks remain in focus, and I expect all these stocks to open in green today.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. So that's basically a bunch of names coming up. Let's actually talk about Indoco, LT Foods and Indoco Remedies, Indocount as well, some of the other stocks in focus. Vinny, back to you.
Yeah, so we're keeping an eye out on LT Foods today. There's actually the food security officer had conducted some bit of a sampling that they're done for the Divya Premium Rice segment of the company. Now, they have found this to be subpar, sub-premium, and that is the concern that comes in for the company because the standard is below what the expectation is. So keeping an eye out on LT Foods today, expecting a bit of a red there. We have Indocount Industries, that's a textile company that's in focus. We're expecting a bit of a positive move today. They bought a modern home textile company which is for around $11 million. This is in the US, the company that they've acquired. So what does this do for Indocount Industries? It is a positive because this will help them improve their market share in North America. They're already into the manufacturing of utility bedding segment, and this will improve furthermore in terms of their presence in North America. So positive there. Lastly, Indocount Remedies, a bit of a subdued move is what we could be expecting because the US FDA has determined its Goa facility where that conducted an inspection and classified it as a OAI facility. That's official action indicated. This had happened way back in Feb 2023 as well, and still the status of the company in this Goa facility has remained as OAI. So bit of a concern on that front. Keeping an eye out on that, expecting a bit of a red for Indocount Remedies.
Okay, we'll keep it on our radar. Vinny, thank you very much for that. Let's quickly recap our list of stocks to watch today. The ones that have positive news flow around them are Wipro, Sudarshan Chemical, Hindustan Aeronautics, GSFC, Ashoka, Buildcon and Indocount Industries would be on the positive side. The ones with negative news flow include Avenue Supermarts, Sula, LT Foods and Indoco Remedies. All right, so that's the stock list for the morning. Let's find out how the world of commodities is looking like this Monday. Manisha is joining in. Manisha, the one headline we always look at is crude, and there at least we are, a little further away from 80 now, so that's a relief. But you tell us what's going on.
Oh, well, absolutely. All of these markets were actually anticipating some big bang stimulus to come in from China. The street was going around or working with number of 2 to 3 trillion yuan, and you did not see that number come in. So even as the finance ministry, China did talk about various stimulus measures and, of course, extended support to what they have done in the recent times. But the missing of that number and the timeline is something that really bothered the market. So you are looking at the crude oil prices down by 1.5% right now. That exactly has been the case across metals also, where copper, aluminum, zinc have seen a decline of 1 to 1.5%. Even gold prices have seen a decline. Silver is down 1.5% as well. So the Asia opening right now has been all about disappointment in China, and most agri, non-agri commodities have started the week on a weaker note.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks a lot for that. For the time being, though, I'll tell you what, we'll slip into a short break. You come back, we'll get some further fundamental analysis going on all the stocks we discussed. Prakash Diwan is waiting for us.